Hi there. I didn't get to finish my March video, and now we're a week into April, and I've had a lot of people ask me about this deck, and so I thought I would just film a little video and talk about some of the stuff that maybe I would have talked about had I finished my video. I didn't film the last week because we actually had gone down to Palm Springs. We often go down there this time of year. And by the time I got back, I needed to put my video out. And so I just put it out without finishing the month. So anyway, this deck is called the Serpent Icons. It is by Anathema Publishing, which I will link. It is a sorcerer's distortion of the Tarot de Marseille. It's mainly just majors, but there's more cards than that. So it has a pretty long explanation about it in here. So there's different sections. There's the Serpent Icons, the Vision, the Royal Path, Wielding the Inner World. And then we have rituals, spreads, and questions. And this guidebook comes with the deck. And it does have a lot in it. It's got a grimoire section right there. Then it's got all the cards. And then it has divinatory speech, spreads, and questions. And so it's different. It's probably not something I would recommend if you're brand new to tarot. It is Tarot de Marseille based. I'll just flip through the cards. But, I think it's beautiful. I didn't realize people would like it so much, but I've had enough questions. I'm just going to show it. I think I've also seen this on Emily's channel a long time ago. I think I originally saw this on Foolish Fish's channel, and that's how I ended up getting this, because I don't know if I would have known about it. Anathema Publishing often has really cool, unique things on their site, really cool books, just some kind of unique stuff. So I've been pairing this. Well, I've been using it. And then I walked through it, I think, on my last video for April. And then I've been using it also with the Lacrimosa. And it is really different. It's an intense deck, and it's very cool, but it is definitely a vibe. It's definitely not for everybody. I have posted some of the Lacrimosa on my Instagram, so I'll just kind of show you. And it's definitely not something you have to pair. You could totally use it on your own, but I was having fun with these two together, so I'm gonna go ahead and just show you. I think it's cool with the Lacrimosa, because the Lacrimosa has like a dark kind of goth. The Lacrimosa has kind of a gothy vibe to it, and so I did think it was pretty cool with the Lacrimosa. The Lacrimosa is available on Make Playing Cards, and as far as I know, I think it's just going to stay up. This one is the red gilded version. You can get it without the gilding, but I love the gilding on it. I think it's gorgeous. It fits the deck to me. So this is the Serpent Icons and the Lacrimosa together. And I like both these decks so much that I've had a fun time with it. And I've just had enough questions. I thought, you know what, I'm just going to film a little bit. I'll probably also talk about other things going on right now. But this will be kind of a shorter video, I think, because I got to go pick up my husband at the airport. He still isn't home yet, so he's coming home tonight. So that's what they're like together. So anyway, kind of a cool deck. It is still available from Anathema. And I don't know how many they made. I don't know if it says. I don't remember. It did come with this little cool bookmark. It says limited hardcover edition, but I don't know what that means. The other deck that I played with a little bit the last week of March, beginning of April, was the Toziel Tarot, and I think this is still available too. I've had it for, I don't know, 2 or 3 years. I don't remember who it's by. Toziel's Wonder House. It's from 2022. I think it's still around. Oh, here's the guidebook. It doesn't really... It just talks about its dedication. Different disciplines. It's not much in, you know, like just, it's basically a little white guidebook. Not a lot of information in that. So I've been pairing that with, I forgot the name of this deck. I will put it below though. It came in this. I've shown this deck before. So I've been pairing these together, and this deck doesn't have keywords. This is from Holler Moon Mountain. This was going to be a tarot deck, and then she was working with the deck, and it just wanted to be its own thing. So it is an oracle deck, and you just read it intuitively. And so I've been playing with these together because I thought this was kind of fun. And this is more of a Thoth-based deck. You know, we've got Lust here. We've got the Seven of Swords. The titles are not on this, but it does feel like a Thoth-based deck, and I know it was kind of dedicated to Crowley and Frida Harris. So anyway, so I know these seem weird together, but these have been kind of fun together, and I've enjoyed them. I love Holler Moon Mountain stuff. I always just like it, and I hadn't played with this in a while, and I've been getting my decks out, and I've been going through them to see what I want to keep and what I want to get rid of, and I actually am doing pretty good at getting rid of stuff. Maybe I'll kind of go through what I'm getting rid of a little bit and show you that. And so anyway, these two are really different but they read kind of cool together. I'm enjoying them. I needed to put this with something, and I wanted to play with this, so that's kind of what happened. But I think it works because this can be whatever you want it to be, right? And so just having fun with this. I just, for the life of me, cannot remember the name of this deck. But anyway, fun with this. This has a lot of black and white and grays that kind of look good with this. And the borders are gray and things, so they just kind of matched up. And since I had kind of both of them out. So this is an interesting deck. I don't see this deck around much, but I thought it might be fun for you guys to see it since I've been playing with it. And this is special, and I love it. It's really cool. I don't know if I've shown you the backs. Those are the backs. And I think I showed it to you in one of my new deck videos, but I hadn't been playing with it at that point. So anyway, I have all of their decks. So every year I say, since I've been doing Deck and Wax solid since about 2018-19, and every year I swear that I am going to stop doing it, but something always draws me back in, or I get something. This year I got the guidebook for this deck. I've shown this before too. This is a little Deck and Walk deck, And it's just really meant to do deck and walk for kids. But you could use it as an adult because I think the art is so cute. And this guidebook is pretty simple and easy to read. And if you had a kid that was 10 or 11 and wanted to do, I don't know if you would want your kid to do that, just because I don't know what use it would be for a kid. But it's meant so this writing is pretty easy to read and simple. And if it's your first deck and walk, it would be a fun guidebook to have, kind of to walk through this. And this is just a really sweet, cute deck, but a kid could do it. To me, the point of doing a deck and walk is to learn about the astrological sequences and what's going on, and use it maybe to incorporate it into your magic or something. But I don't think everybody uses it that way. I think sometimes people just use it because, oh, they just want to know the relationship to the tarot. And so if you were teaching your young teen or younger how to use it, this would be a really fun deck. Or if you just like this art, because I just like this art, then the guidebook is really simple and easy to read and just has kind of basic deck and walk stuff. But it would make it really easy to do a deck and walk. And it would just simplify things down to where it would get you, you'd have a taste for it. And you wouldn't have to do anything too serious. It wouldn't have to be too hard. It would be a good way to just kind of jump in. And the thing I love about this deck is that it has all of the Sabbats in it. So right now we're in the Ostara season. Next Sabbat is going to be Beltane. And so you can use it for those. You can put it on your altar, but you could also use it different ways. So I think this is just a super sweet deck, and I am really having fun with it. This was a Kickstarter I backed, and then after the Kickstarter, I think then they did another round of Kickstarters, and I didn't back the deck again because I already had the deck, but I got the book. Or maybe it was just the book the second time. I can't remember. But anyway, this is out now, and it's just really sweet. And it does use the RWS to go through the book, which is probably perfect for your first deck and walk, because then you're not dealing with the different pathways. And Crowley changed all the or some of the pathways, and then it changes the meaning of things. So if you want to just do like a very beginner deck and walk and you like the art, this is a really fun thing to have. All right. Another fun thing I got in was the Quiet Rebel Oracle. And I love this. I think this is just a very clever collage oracle. And I'm having so much fun with it. And I just got it, but I've used it already quite a bit. And I am loving it. I didn't show the opening of it because the second I got it, I opened it. But this is a new deck that I backed on Kickstarter. And I'm trying not to back much on Kickstarter. I did back the Amethyst Oracle Mini and the Jessica Tarot, and I got the whole package there. So I did back that. And then there was something that I saw maybe a week ago, and I backed it, and I forgot the name of it at this point. But I watched Foolish Fish's channel, and I saw a couple cute things on there. And then I also backed a book that is by Levy. I'll talk about that later. But anyway, because I have the Levy deck. I've shown that. You've seen it. But anyway, let's go through this. Beware Thought Police, Autonomy. Bloom in the Cracks, Resilience. Burn It Down, Release. I guess you can read this. Connect to the Limitless Potential. Anyway, I think this is just such a cute oracle and just really cleverly done. And I'm really enjoying it. It is by Lynn Thurman. That's the box. Even the box is sweet. Dance in the Rain, Joy. I just think it's really charming. Embrace the Scars, Healing. And I really enjoy the keywords. Dream Thief, Protection. And it has a title and keywords. So it's just been really fun to use. I think it's really well done. I really appreciate it. And I'm just having a fun time. This thing will go with a ton of collage decks. And there's not a lot. I love this middle finger of love, loving defiance. There's not a ton of collage oracles out there. Move like water, fluidity. I'm seeing more and more, but it is a really fun one. Necessary storm transformation. Anyway, I think this is a very clever, just really cute, really funny, got a sense of humor, queen bee authority, and I just think it's great. And I got it, and I almost forgot what it was when I got it because it's been a while since I backed it. And then I remembered as soon as I saw it, and then I opened it, and it's even better than I thought it was going to be. But I like it. And it may just be me, but I really think this is a fun one. The upside down perspective shift. Time bandit boundaries. Time bomb urgency. So I don't know if you've seen this around or not, but Quiet Rebellion starts with you, and then just really a title card there. So this is a really fun deck, and I am enjoying this one. I've been using the Mary L a lot. It's my Maha deck. And because I've been using the Call of the Morrigan a lot lately, I've been using these together. And they've been working really great together, and I've been getting amazing readings with these. So I think this is really fun, and because this deck, I've used it in such a specific way, and it ties into the Morrigan, I've really enjoyed this. Now, I haven't used it for anything other than Maha, but it is working really well together, and I'm kind of using it just as a general, the Morrigan deck now, and I am really enjoying that. This is just, I know I've talked about it, but I really like this oracle. And I did a little ritual, and I'll show you which one, and then I'll lay it out so you can see. So this is a little ritual spread that you use, and it tells you, like, this goes in the east, this card goes in the south, north, and west. Now that will be different depending on where you live and how you're set up. But this is really cool because there's a poem that is a peace prophecy from the Second Battle of Moitora. And it gives you the Irish reading, so you can say it in Irish or you can say it in English, whichever you prefer. And then you have, it tells you how to visualize everything, and it goes through things step by step. And it also, I think it has, this one I think has you do, I've done several of these. I think this one you make an offering. You could also put these in little little holders if you wanted, so they're around. So this ritual is used to create sacred space and call on the four treasures of the Tuatha de Danaan, which is related to Leafil. And this is a stone that would speak to the king, and it's so tied in with the land. And so this is a little ritual that you can do, and it tells you every single step. And you use the Second Battle of Moitora, and it will give it to you in Irish or English, so you'll know how to do it. And it talks about you could use any of the oracle spells that are in the book into a working section or any spell work of your choosing. So I feel like this oracle just has so much to offer. And then, so you just need the cards, and you need to find a quiet place where you can sit uninterrupted and meditate. And then you need an offering, and you could use flowers, you could use whiskey, you could use wine, whatever works for you, because you're going to make an offering, right? And so what you're doing here is you're calling on the 4 treasures of the Tuatha. So basically, this looks at the 4 gifts from the Tuatha de Danaan, and that's what you're invoking in and bringing in. And if you want, I can do the ritual and show it to you, but you could also, if you want, you could just do it yourself by reading the book. And so they're shown right here. But, and I won't go into great detail, but I just wanted to kind of show you how this works and what it's capable. You can also just use it as an oracle, and you can use it to connect with the Morrigan, but you could just use it as an oracle deck if you wanted. And then maybe if you wanted, you could do some of the rituals, some of the spreads in the deck. I think it is such a well done oracle, and I'm very excited about it, honestly. You can probably tell that. I have a Tuatha de Danaan deck. Let me go get that. So here is my Tuatha de Danaan Tarot. It might be fun to use with the Call of the Morrigan too. I think it would work well. Maybe I'll try this too. Anyway, I thought this might be fun, so I just ran and got it. They work well together. I can already tell they're going to. Ace of Pentacles, 3 of Spears with Feast. 2 of Pentacles, 4 of Spears and Fate. 3 of Pentacles, 5 of Spears, Shield. 4 of Pentacles, 6 of Spears, Luck. Anyway, I think this would be fun. This may be back in order. I think I probably put it back in order. This is a beautiful deck, by the way. I don't know if it's still around. It's by Alyne Whiteswan. I think it's Lynn. It's hard for me to read this. Anyway, I've had this for kind of a long time, but if it's still around, I'll link it below. But anyway, kind of a fun, might be great to use these together too. I'll play with it a little more and then talk about it in my April wrap-up. Still been having a lot of fun with the Deleted World Tarot. I've been pairing it with so many things and just having a lot of fun with it. And I did lose a card the other day. And then I had to go through all the decks that I'd been pairing it with to figure out where it was. I did put it back in order to make sure I had everything, because I noticed I was missing one. So I don't remember if I've shown this deck and done a walkthrough on it. This is, you can use it reversed, and it's not, the reversal isn't necessarily bad. It just has a different meaning. This is, it's not an RWS, but it's not really a Toth deck either. It does feel like more of a Toth deck than a Marseille or an RWS though. And there's things about it that are very Toth-like. And some of the words, some of the titles are the same as the Toth deck. And not 100%. I think that there's some that are different, like Tenacity. But anyway, it is, but Strength is the same. And then Exhausted Storm. And then Eye of the Storm. So you could use it either way. I've been using it upright, but this is a deck that I could see doing reversals with. This is just a cool deck. And I also really love the cardstock. And I have realized over time, cardstock is such a big deal to me. And it really matters. So I really appreciate this type of cardstock. I don't know what it is, but I love it. It's just so good. Anyway, these are still around. If this is something you're drawn to, it would not be a good beginner deck, probably. I'd want somebody to have a year or two in before using this, I think. But it is really cool. And it's unique. I've never seen anything like it. It's about a deleted world. So it's about a world that we don't see, the hidden aspects of things. And it's pretty cool. This one's actually supposed to go like that. Choice, indecision, sorrow, and freedom. But I just keep using this. I keep going back to it. It was my deck of the month for January, and I just can't seem to leave it alone. I think part of it is I really enjoy this art in it, and it's just also super unique. I love the backs of it. I just think it's a very cool deck. Anyway, this is fun, and I put it back in order because I knew I had lost a card. I wanted to make sure I hadn't lost another one, but I did find the card I lost. It was actually in another tarot deck that I had paired it with, and I kind of figured it was in there. All right, I did end up using the Tuatha de Danaan Tarot along with the Call of the Morrigan Oracle a little more this month. And I did enjoy these together because they have the same background. And so they work really well together. And I did have fun. I did pull in my little teeny Morrigan Oracle, which was also fun because it could add to the readings. So that was also something that really fit with these. So that was fun too. I do love this deck. It is a beautiful deck. It has a huge guidebook that goes with it. I think it's still around. But anyway, so these three were really great together. I just liked the messages, and it was fun playing with those. So that was a win, and it's probably something I'll do again in the future. These Morrigan Oracle cards are something I've had for years, and I pull them out, a few times a year. I really enjoy it. It's great. It just has a little guidebook that goes with it. But you probably wouldn't even need that, because if you know these stories, then you know what it's referencing. And if you don't know the stories, it's got a keyword. And so the keyword relates to some of the stories about the myth, but you could totally use this deck without that. It's just kind of a fun little deck that has a good mix of dark and light in it. And it's just a little different than anything else I have. So I do enjoy it. And it is something that is just kind of an unusual little deck that's fun to play with. And it just pertains to the Morrigan. All right, I did use the Kitten Nuggets again. I do love this deck, I will have to say. This is a deck I got back in December. I didn't open it right away. I don't remember when I opened it, but ever since I opened it, I have not put it away. I just love Kitten Nuggets. I just think it's the cutest thing ever. And this deck is just really fun to use, especially like if you're feeling kind of down or shitty or something. It's so fun to use this deck. It's just sweet. And you can still get harsh readings with it, but honestly, it's so cute. And just the sweetest thing. And I love it. It was my deck of the month last month, so it can't be my deck of the month this month. But I think it's the best. I'm not going to say it's the best cat deck ever, but it's a super awesome kitten deck. And it's also a deck that I would love even if you weren't into cats. Like Kitten Nuggets, what a clever idea. And so I'm not going to show them all, but I've shown it before. It's a great deck, and it's uplifting, and I love it. It also comes with these super cute little oracle cards that you can add in, and I just mix them in. You have to store them separately because you can't get the box closed if you put it in. And this is just the deck I learned to read on, so I won't show it too much. You've seen it a million times. Everybody's seen this. Anyway, it's a great deck, and I read with this for 10 years before I really read with anything else. And I love this deck, and it's a favorite, and it's amazing. Uses sacred geometry. Because Lady Frida Harris took classes like Steiner's classes, and if you know anything about Waldorf schools or anything about that form of education and Rudolf Steiner, you know about sacred geometry that's used in the Toth deck. For me, I think my deck of the month has to be the Marielle. I just used it way more than I used anything else. I also paired it with the Old Ways Magic Oracle, which I've shown the last couple months, but we all know this is Naomi Cormack's art, but I did enjoy these together. I do love her art and always have. I've had this deck for multiple years. This is the newer version of it, however, and this one has 50 cards, and my old one had 30, but this one, or 32, this one has 50. So I did pair these together, and I enjoyed using these together too. This deck deals a lot with nature and goddesses and different pantheons, especially the Norse and Celtic pantheons. And the Marielle has a lot of that energy in it. So the energy goes well together, and they read well together, and they make sense together. So these were fun together, and I love all of this art, and I did enjoy them together. I'm going to get some prints of these. They're just amazing. But I just couldn't not have this be my deck of the month. And I loved using the Lacrimosa. I used some good decks this month, but this was just the one that was my love of the month. So deck of the month for the deck of the year competition is the Marielle. I also ended up using these two together, and they were great together. This is a Kelly Bear bag, by the way, but it's totally my Lacrimosa bag because it fits this deck perfectly. And I have the Lacrimosa with the red edges, which I'm so happy with. I am gradually wearing it out, but I'll just redo it, and it is so beautiful like that. I just love it. So these were great together. You know, the Lacrimosa pairs with so many things. And this one was sort of an unexpected, fun deck that I really just thought was great with it. And I hadn't expected this to be so good. This has kind of been on my desk since January. And so I've been using it with everything. And did I get it in December? I might have got it in December last year, but it's been really fun. And I just have had it out and not really put it away. And I was surprised how well I enjoyed it with the Lacrimosa. So this was a fun one, and I would totally use this again and really like it. I think that's it for me. Thanks for watching. See ya.